What's going on, y'all? I wanted to make a quick video. We're going to do a Realist Speaks segment, which would be 10, 12-minute video. It is August 23rd, 2:40 in the morning. In keeping up with my content, I know I'm trying to give you guys some of the best news and some of the best apologetics, religious Christianity, spirituality, one-on-one. So I made I didn't make a post, but there was a post on my TikTok basically boasting about polyamorous relationships, in layman's terms, being a swinger. It's two people, a male and a female. It's kind of a meme video where they're saying that they did a swap, if that's what you call it, and that they were madly in love with each other. And I went through the comments on the video, and not all the comments, but a good majority of the comments were in support of them and basically ripping people that practice monogamy, that practice traditional 1v1 relationships. So I made a comment. I said, imagine being called vanilla for honoring traditional and truthful relationships, or something like that. So the comment got, it's like, I don't know, 500-600 likes. A decent amount of people supported it. But some of the comments in reply to my comment, obviously defending this couple or defending swinger relationships, were saying how monogamy is not considered traditional, that being vanilla is, or being whatever, monogamous and normal, is merely opinion. It's all relative. To which I replied, it can't be relative. There's objective morality and there's subjective morality, which brings me to the topic of this short discussion. Objective and subjective morality. And I've said this for years in studying Christianity, and you can let me know in the comments here whether you agree or disagree. There is objective morality, which further points towards the existence of God. But you were born with a moral compass, period. Everybody on the face of this planet, I don't care if you come from an ancient tribe that's existed for 10,000 years, I don't care if you come from China, United States, Russia, Canada, Africa, wherever, you have an objective moral compass. Meaning, we know as humans, taking one's life in any situation is not a positive. Now, I'm not saying it's necessarily the most evil thing you can do, because then people will jump in and say, well, it's justified during war. Oh, it's justified during self-defense. Justified is usually tied in and connected to legal terms. Were you justified in taking somebody's life for self-defense? Were you justified in taking somebody's life because you were at war? Sure, that doesn't make it a good thing. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't inherently give you a good feeling when you do such a thing. And you can ask any war veteran, you can ask anybody that's ever been put in a situation of self-defense. It's not a positive. It's a necessity. I'm not necessarily saying it's a negative outright, because, you know, if you're defending yourself, you lived and you did the right thing, and blah, 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 blah. But nobody walks away from that situation feeling good. So objectively, you know, it's not a good thing. It's not a moral thing to do. It might be the necessary thing to do. It might be the situational right thing to do. But objectively, it's not a positive. And that's my point. You're born with a moral compass, period. You know right from wrong. You don't have to be taught that murder's bad, or that rape is bad, or that child molestation is bad, or that theft is bad. You don't need to be taught these things. People assume that as a society that we do teach these things, but I can't remember the last time, whether I was in school, somebody else was in school, or whatever, that somebody had to go out of their way to tell me not to willfully hurt somebody out of joy. Unless I was a sociopath or psychopath or something like that. Like, just completely void of all emotion. And then, you can go deeper into that with mental disorders and things like that, but inherently you know right from wrong. So again, I use that video as an example of just saying objectively we have morals. And I really wasn't trying to start shit on the video. I was just kind of making a point like, okay, don't say that I'm plain or that I'm boring for honoring, basically telling the truth, honesty, and traditional marriage. Because that's what a lot of the comments were pointing to. Like, oh, it's the new wave. If you're a swinger, it's the new wave. Like, it's not weird. It's the weird ones are the people that think it's normal to be married for 60 years and have the same partner. Now, that's traditionally the moral thing to do. Nonetheless, excuse me, I'll speak quickly on objective morality and why it's objective. If morality is not objective, and listen closely to this, if morality is not objective and it is subjective, then there is no difference between love and murder. Think about that. If there is no objective right and wrong, and everything is relative, all truth is relative, you'll hear progressives say that all the time, that all truth is relative, it's specific to the person. So it's relative to the situation. It's relative to the person. If all morality is subjective and not objective, there is no objective morality and there is no innate compass within us, then there is no difference between love and murder. And people will be, oh, well, no, that's different. How is it different? Because anytime you bring a murder, people, oh, that's the worst of the worst. Okay, well, I'll use that as an example then. That is the point. You cannot tell me, if morality is subjective, why murder is worse than loving somebody. Or vice versa, why loving somebody is better than murdering somebody. If it's all relative, if all truth is relative and everything is subjective and it's just up for opinion, and it's based on society or era or geographical locations, where I'm born, culture, if all of that is just relative, then then there's no difference between love and murder. Neither of them are right or wrong. And and I know even saying that sounds weird. So there is an objective morality. Which leads me to my second point. This is more so on the spiritual topic. If there is an objective morality and it is inherited and we are born with it, an objective compass, where did it come from? Where did our standards of objective morality come from? Very plainly put, God. Very plainly put. And you don't have to, and everybody out there that's on this witch hunt against Christianity, you don't have to say the Christian God. You don't have to say the Christian Judeo God. You could say Islam's God. I mean, it's the same God. It's the God of Abraham and Moses and Isaiah and Enoch. But, I mean, I'm just saying that there is a spiritual being that sets the standard for morality. There's something greater than yourself that tells you what the rules of life are. Whether you want to call it Christianity, which I do, whether you want to call it the Christian Judeo understanding of morality, I do. You could take any religion and say that God sets the standard. A being greater than yourself sets the moral standard. It's not a hard concept. Because over time, as humanity existed, we didn't slowly realize that murder was wrong and then outlaw it. It's been wrong since the beginning of time. We didn't slowly realize that rape was wrong and then set the standard to make it a wrong thing. You know it's wrong. You inherently know it's wrong. Theft, same thing. Lying, same thing. There's not a positive that comes from it. There might be a temporary positive because you got away with something or you solved an issue temporarily. But the feeling and the repercussions based on the action, nothing positive comes from it. So it's not even up for subjective argument. And that's my point of saying things like that. I'll get in arguments with people all the time. Oh, morality is subjective. How? Tell me a positive. Tell me where you get your morals from. I'll talk to atheists all the time. If morality is subjective, where did you get your ideas from morals? That's usually the first question I'll ask an atheist if we talk about morality. I'll say, do you think murder's wrong? And they'll go, oh, well, of course. Okay, well, where did you get your idea that murder's wrong? Oh, well, society. Where did society get it from? And their usual answer, I mean, depending on how deep they want to take the argument, is, oh, well, we just know it's wrong. How do you inherently know it's wrong? They do anything they can to dodge the idea that it's inherently wrong and it was passed down through faith. I mean, through religion. And you can look that up. Where does the basis for morals come from? One of the 5 categories of the basis of morals is religion, is a standard of religion. Now, whether God exists or not, that's up for you to believe. But there's no other explanation that if morality is objective, then God does exist, because he is the standard. And again, I'm not here to argue for the Christian God. I'm just here to argue for the existence of a God in this specific video. That if God does exist, there is an objective moral standard, and he holds those standards. If he doesn't exist, and morality is subjective, then explain to me the difference between love and murder, and why I should view them differently, why society should view them differently. If all truth is relative, if everything is situational, then why do we have laws in the first place? If there's no objective standard, that's another thing that I'll ask you. Put in the comments if you're an atheist or not. If there is no objective standard for morals, why do we have laws? And you can say, oh, well, to operate as a functioning society, but if everything is subjective, why would you want to operate as a functioning society? It's going to lead to more and more and more and more questions. That's the point of it. Why do we need to live as a functioning society? If everything's subjective and all truth is relative, why? Why not wake up and just steal? It's easier. Why not, take somebody's life when you get angry? Why not get out there and take what you want? Why would I have to abide by the law to do so? Is it because we know as a society, we don't even need to be told or taught that it's wrong? Food for thought for the day, guys. And that's, again, like I said, on the simplest terms, if objective morality is real, if there is a standard for morals, then that points towards the existence of a being greater than yourself, aka God. If morality is subjective, then why do we have laws? Why do we follow them? Why do you feel wrong when you do something negative? Why is it considered negative? These are all questions that I ask. Why would it be negative if it's all subjective? And you can answer them in the comments. But again, guys, this is another segment of Realist Speaks. I'm trying to cut it very short so you guys have something to listen to. I'll do a longer podcast on probably world news. Maybe we'll do a full hour-length Christian podcast. But I appreciate you watching. Put it down in the comments below how you feel. I'll further elaborate on this topic as I go, but I wanted to have something for you guys to upload, to listen to in the week, and I'll put up another video coming up here shortly about what's going on in the news. But I love you guys to death. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram, RealistAmerican. Follow me on TikTok, RealistAmerican. And if you don't know where else to find me, literally, I pretty much own everything that's RealistAmerican. So just Google it. But I love you guys. I'll see y'all soon. I'll be on Twitch soon, too. And let me know how you feel. Guys, take it easy.